Hello, sir. My name is Rusti Patel. Today, me and Spurti will walk through the step will to complete four challenges in the OWASP Juice Shop project. This project allow us to identify and understand common security vulnerability in the web application, and we will explain not only how we complete each challenge but also why each step was necessary, what vulnerability were exposed, and how they could be fixed, and how this issue might appear in real world situation. So for the task 1, meta geostaking, we begin with the setting up the Docker and pulling up the GeoShop image to run application locally. Then we access the photo wall where the user can upload and view the images. So here is the uh, photo wall. Then first we download the image from the photo wall. To inspect its metadata, we use a tool called Exif tool to extract the metadata from the image. This was essential because image metadata contain information like GPS coordinates, which may reveal where the image was taken. So here is the GPS. In the metadata, we found the GPS coordinates. We pasted these coordinates into Google Map to identify the specific location associated with the image. Once we identify the location, we log in as a admin to find an email associated with the photo. We log out as an admin and then log in as an email associated with the photo using the location name as an answer to the security question, and we reset the password. Here, each step was essential to understand how exposed metadata, particularly location data, can lead to security breaches when not properly managed. And that's how we completed this task. So for this, the vulnerability exploit here is the metadata exposure, particularly GPS data embedded in image. This exposure allows attackers to obtain the private information like location, which can be used to answer a security question or even track a user movement. To fix this, Juice Shop should strip all metadata from images upon upload, removing any GPS coordinates or other sensitive information. Stripping metadata ensure that even if images are publicly accessible, they won't contain hidden personal information. Educating user about the risk of uploading metadata laden image is also valuable. In real world, this vulnerability could appear in social media platform where the user uploads a photo. If image contain GPS metadata, anyone with access to image could discover the user location. For example, if a photo tag a private resident, attacker could misuse this information for tracking or unauthorized access. Proper metadata handling is essential for user privacy and safety. Moving to the second task, which is password strength, we investigate the issue of weak password policy to see if GeoShop is allowed to easily guessable password, making account valuable through brute force attack. We begin with the setting up the Foxy proxy to route traffic through Brooksuite and configure the network security certificate to enable interceptor. Next, we navigate to the login page of the Juice Shop. Next, next we navigate to the login page of the Juice Shop where we identify the admin email address as our target for the testing weak password. After entering the email admin's email in the login form, we tried a common password manually to see if simple combination would work. With Burp Suite Interceptor enabled, we capture a login request allowing us to examine its structure and prepare an automatic attack. We then send interceptor request to Burp Suite Intruder tool. In the position tab, we highlighted the password field and mark it for the payload injection. Moving to the payload tab, we load the password list, which is provided with the project to test the common password combination symmetrically. Once the attack was initiated, we monitored the response. Most most attempt return a response code 401. It indicates the failed logins, but one attempt return a status code 200. This is confirming a successful login with the password admin123. This challenge demonstrates the risk of insufficient password policies. Weak password can be brute force with the automated tools, making it easy for attacker to gain access to accounts. To mitigate this, JuiceShop should enforce strong password policy that require a minimum length, uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Implementing account lockouts after multiple failed logins attempts and adding captcha could further enhance the security and reducing the risk of brute force attack. In real world, weak password policies are common problem on many websites, particularly if user rely on a simple password. They can be easily remember. Attacker often take advantage of this weak policies, sometimes even using compromised password database to access account on the other side where user reuse credential. Strong password policies and educating user on a secure password practice are essential to prevent the unauthorized access and data breaches. The next part will be explained by Spurti.
Hi everyone. As my partner already explained about MetaGeo stalking and password strength, now I'm going to talk about the next task, that is client-side cross-site scripting protection. Uh, Here in this task 3, we tested the cross-site scripting by injecting JavaScript into user input fields. How we did this is like first, we identified the potential fields to display user input and choose the registration page to test the cross-site scripting. And then we set up the burp suite for interception. And there we filled out the form with a standard cross-site scripting payload. This is how we're done. And then what we did is like we have sent the request to the repeater and by right clicking on it. And then once we send the request to the repeater, this is where the request and response which we received, it was success. And then to modify the email field, what we did is like we have injected the JavaScript over here and gave the request with the burp suite. Using burp suite repeater, like using burp suite repeater, we tested these different variations of the cross-site scripting payload in the email field to see if the script would execute. We observed the response for any signs that cross-site scripting payload was proceeded, uh, confirming that confirming that the vulnerability has been got it. And we observed the response, and each step helped us understand how cross-site scripting works and why user input should be properly sanitized to avoid running unintended scripts on the client side. And here, like cross-site scripting vulnerabilities occur when applications fail to sanitize user input, allowing attackers to inject malicious scripts. These scripts can execute in other user browsers, leading to session hijacking or data theft or like site defacement. To mitigate this cross-site scripting, JuiceShop should sanitize all user inputs, removing or encoding potential harmful characters, and before displaying them, additionally implementing a security policy, content security policy. This can restrict which scripts can execute, adding an extra layer of protection to it. And in the real world scenario, Cross-site scripting attacks often occur in the comment sections or profile fields of social media or e-commerce websites or social media accounts like Instagram or Facebook. Attackers can inject scripts that execute whenever another user views the page, allowing them to steal any session cookies or impersonate users or redirect users or malicious sites. Proper input validation and encoding are necessary to prevent cross-site scripting attacks and protect the users. And now I'll walk you through the task 4, which is forgot feedback. Um, in this task force, we explored insufficient access controls by submitting feedback as another user. Like this is the one email ID which we have taken, and that's how we have taken the customer feedback section over here, and as an another user, and we logged in with our own account and went into the feedback form, and we filled out the feedback message and intercepted the request like in the burp suit. In burp suit intercept, the we modified the entire thing, like whatever the feedback it was there, we filled out a feedback message. We forwarded the modified request, successfully submitting feedback as if it has come from the admin in this way. Uh, then these steps showed how easily, by keeping intercept on, and see, it was success. And here is how these steps showed how easily the attacker could impersonate another user by modifying request data if access control is weak. In this, the vulnerability here is improper access control. Like Juice Shop did not validate the user identity during feedback submission, allowing anyone to modify the email in the request and impersonate another user. To fix this, Juice Shop should validate the feedback submissions are tied to the authenticated user session. And enforcing this strict server-side checks to confirm user identify uh, would prevent unauthorized actions like forgot feedback submissions and all. But in the real world scenario, improper access control can affect the feedback or review system on marketplaces and social media. Attackers could impersonate users, posting fake reviews or fake comments to manipulate the public opinion or to give the harmful reputation to the celebrities. Proper validation of users identify in is critical to ensure that only authenticated users can perform actions tied to this account. So, in conclusion, I can say that this project allowed us to explore the practical steps and impacts of common vulnerabilities in web applications, from metadata exposures and weak password to cross-site scripting, and even the access control issues. By enforcing this stricter validation, implementing good security policies, and educating the users, employers, organization can significantly reduce these risks and protect their applications and users from malicious attacks. This was all the tasks which we performed by Srushti and me, Spooty, myself. Thank you so much for listening.